we made the trip to Huntsville in Derek's car. Derek was a freshman at A&M, or he was in second year. He was a sophomore at A&M, and I think he had just came home for the semester, like yesterday, the day before. And so here it was December 7th, and he was there. And so we were talking about it, still talking to the media. Weren't really going to go because we didn't think it was going to happen. But in that evening, and it may not have been at 6 p.m., but because it was a 3-hour drive, so probably earlier than that. After Governor Clements did refuse to sign, and it became clear that Mark White was probably not going to stop it, we got a call, and I think it was from Dr. Bob Uzzle, who had been monitoring this very closely with our family members that were there. We had family members that already went down. And so Derek, we decided, my mother wanted to go. She said we better go, and I agreed. And so we got in Derek's car. He had a Mustang. This was in 1982. Derek had a 79 blue Mustang that Grandpa had bought him to go to school with. And so we drove down there to the Walls unit. There were protesters, a lot of them, and they, for whatever reason, stood out more, maybe because they were more vocal than the death penalty proponents. They were there too, the people that were opposed to the death penalty, but they were much quieter. Texas was hungry. There were literally hundreds of people there with signs, kill him in the vein, eye for an eye, those signs, and so we had to walk by that group to get there. They didn't say anything to us personally. I don't know if they knew who we were, but they escorted us up a flight of stairs. It was probably 10 stairs, and then we went into the door. And so that was a control room there, and there were guards inside of there, and they had assigned us a guard. So there was a gentleman, a prison official, who I was still real familiar with because I had just left these guys 6 months ago, was in the room with us. And so they were saying, they kept saying they're going to let us in. And then they we didn't see the family go in, but we saw the media go in. So they let all them go in to view, and Vanessa Sapp went, and Larry Sharif was a Muslim. I think he went in, and I think there were 3 African Americans. So it was Vanessa, and it was Larry, and then my cousin. I think my cousin Gino went in, and into a different room, not with the victims' families. They went into a different room, and so we were just standing there, and then I think it was Bob Uzzle, or maybe it was Ward. Somebody came out and told us that we just talked with Charlie, and he said he would rather y'all not come in. He didn't want you to come in, and my mother really didn't want us to go in either. She had already said she don't want. She said for sure she wasn't going to see it, but she didn't think we should either. And so as no one actually came out and said it happened. Nobody said anything. It's just the time. We could see the time, and the time passed. And I knew that if they said 12:01, they meant 12:01. And so by the time at 12:10, the people started coming out, right? And there was photographers there, and so I did probably use that a few minutes to show frustration. I did. I did. But they didn't do nothing. They knew I was frustrated, but nobody tried to grab me or anything, so I was mad. I kicked the chair or threw it in the wall or something. I did. That felt pretty good too.